Guys, this book, man, it just handed it to me completely. I feel like I had gotten into a bit of a rut with praying and forgot how amazing prayer is and how important it is. And it's not that I wasn't praying, but something about this book motivated me to pray differently. And so this book, fantastic. I accidentally got this book actually at a gift exchange. And it's just a fantastic book that talks about prayer, the importance of prayer, who God is, why it's important to pray, motivating you to pray. I would definitely suggest getting this book. Absolutely 100%. Now this book, I'm guessing is pretty popular because Alicia Childers was pretty popular. She pretty much hits it out of the park with all of her books so far. But since the deconstruction movement is so huge, I feel like a lot of us who were born in the 80s are seeing a lot of people our age deconstructing from Christianity. And this book really talks about the deconstruction movement, what it is, how it affects us, what it means to deconstruct, what the current movement means to deconstruct, because I know she used the term deconstruct for a long time to talk about her movement and was told that that wasn't a thing that she got to do. There's my dog barking in the background. This book talks about misreading scripture with Western eyes. And oftentimes we can take our Western eyes to the Bible and come up with what we think scripture is about based on what we know about current America and how that all works. But this book really does a good job of talking about what they meant in that time, in that place. I don't really want to give it away, but it starts with talking about wealth and how that looked and how we in America especially look at that a little bit differently. And so I think it gives you a good idea, seeing scripture the way that it was meant to be said and how the audience at that time heard it. And just to be clear, I still think that you can find Jesus without knowing what all of it meant. But this is a really good book if you want to just go more and want to know what that audience thought scripture meant. This is also a really good book that talks about the undesigned consequences in the gospel and Acts, as it says right there. So essentially saying somebody was over here, and in another scripture, it says somebody was over here. And if you look at that in a puzzle-like place, you are able to put those two pieces together. And so I felt like this, it just encourages your walk with scripture, and it just encourages the knowledge about how those things fit together and how we know these things to be true because of the puzzle pieces that it fits together in scripture. So I think this is a really interesting book to read. This book is probably a little bit more in depth than some of the other books. I think the other books you can read with maybe a sleepless mind. I'm not sure that this one has much you can read. You probably need a mind that's a little bit more concentrated, but I think that it's still a really good book to pick up. In fact, I might reread it because the last time I read it was right after I had kids, and I was pretty sleepless, and I'm kind of like, I wonder what I missed. So I'm thinking about just starting to reread it now. So anyway, those are some really good Christian books that I would suggest, and I hope that you enjoy. Bye.